come down into the basement. If we turn this way, see the entrance to the storage and the panel box there. If we turn this way, that's where we're going to have our bathroom. Plumbing for a toilet and sink. And fixture lighting and the soffit that runs all the way across to hide the plumbing. Okay, going in here into the bedroom, have our little escape hatch, whatever those things are called. Okay, and here we have another little window. You can see how we put in a 45-degree soffit here on either side. They're symmetric, and this takes care of all the covering up all the HVAC stuff. See, I stuffed some insulation in there. Directly above here we have the water valve shutoffs, so I'll have to put a hole in the drywall there so that those are accessible. You can see the closet here. You can sort of get an idea here of how I made these soffits. They're just 2x4s lied flat across. They're pretty strong. As you can see here, I'll get my hand on one of these guys, and if I can sort of pull down, there's a little bit of give, but once the drywall's up, it should be good, and that did pass inspection. It's just over 4 feet wide. Okay, if we come back around here, you can see all the electrical stuff. That's actually for the kitchenette side of the wall. You can see we ran lots of cat cables and coaxes all over. That's for a TV for the bedroom side. This is the entrance to the theater. You can see there's going to be 2 large opening double doors. They will open into the theater. And I'll turn around here in a second. We can get a back view. Again, here's more soffit. That's where the kitchenette's going to be, right along that wall. And here you can see how we concealed the steel beam encased in a column. And then there's a half wall that's going to go across for a bar into the den area. So we managed to simultaneously cover up the steel beam and put in a bar all at the same time. So that actually worked out really good. As we come across here into the theater area, coming through the double doors, on the side here we've got our equipment room where I'm going to have my super secret hidden door that will open outwards. Here you can see the HVAC. That'll be the intake, actually, and we're going to cover that whole column there with drywall. Put in some vents, some nice big vents, which will act as sound dampening. You can see down here, right as we come in, we've got tape. That's where the step-up is going to be, so that the whole thing will be on a riser. You can see the wood up there with the green glue. The wood is to construct the riser. I tried to bring that down ahead of time so that I wouldn't mash up the drywall. You can see up here we have an outlet for the rope lighting, and I have some recessed outlets right here. These are actually kind of neat. You can pick these up from Lowe's or Home Depot, I found out the hard way after bought one of them online, got gouged on shipping, and then I found another one. I found them at the Lowe's and the Home Depot, so there you can see that. And that's real nice because that way we can set that outlet in, and the cord for the rope lighting the actual plug itself will be recessed a little bit so that you won't see it nearly as easily. So these are kind of neat. And the outlets that I have, I spent a little bit extra. Instead of getting the cheap old 75-cent outlets, I got some of the adjustable ones so that we can they can be set for any thickness drywall. That'll just save me from having to mud ring it later. Covered all the outlets as best I could with that clay stuff to seal it up. Here you can see wherever there's a wire penetration, I tried to seal that up as well. That's going to be for the rear sconce. You can see here some speaker wire for the surround sides. Got power coming in to under the soffit for the or under the riser for riser lighting. You can see here a bunch of places I put some plywood in between the studs. That's basically just so that I have something firm to attach my columns to. All those are put in at very specific heights so that I can find them later. But I did that on that side. You can also see over here on this side, again, how there's lots of plywood. That'll give me a nice firm surface to attach my columns to. Here you're going to see all the wood to cover up the stage, which we see here built in two sections. And these just go together. We've got some electrical coming down there for what will eventually be a false soffit. That'll have my screen lights in it. And over here we've got left and right speakers, which have speaker wire already ran in them. I think I used 14 gauge, if memory serves me right, in-wall rated, obviously, and also some Belden cable for the subwoofer runs. I think it's Belden 1506B, if memory serves me right. I had some of that lying around from a previous project. So that's the theater. You can see here we've got some R30 to go in the stage. I was going to do sand, but my wife nixed that idea. And here you can see a shot of the sump pump. There we go. And that's going to be covered by the stage, and it's going to go in that hole of the stage, which will have a removable, almost like a manhole cover kind of thing, except it'll be square, so that we can access the sump pump at a later date if we need to. We've been in this house now 7 years, and I've never needed to access the sump pump, but just in case. We've had some torrential rains and never yet had a flood, so knock on wood, we should be good. So here's another view from the front of the theater looking into the back. You can see up here I have my track, and again this the bottom of the plywood is actually exactly flush with the bottom of the hat track. The purpose of this is so that I can actually mount my projector. I'll have something nice and firm to mount the projector mount into anywhere along that line. And I actually have those two holes, which are part of a conduit run, so that I can run all of my cables, and they can either come out that hole or that hole, depending on where the projector's mounted. We'll use whichever is closer. For now, the projector will be mounted at about 14 to 15 feet, so we're going to be using that closer hole. But just in case they come up with projectors in the future that have a little bit more brightness than the Panasonic I'm planning to buy, we might actually be able to move it back a little to get some better clarity on the picture by not using as much zoom. So that's why I put the hole back here. My intent right now is to have those holes all sealed up with the drywall, and we'll just have like a little marker so that I can know where they are in the future. I also put marks on this floor by using a plumb line to mark where those holes are. And I also have stud marks all the way around, as you can see. And that's it.